Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. My good friends from Rich Club, they're here in the studios, richclub.org. I got Ellen Paine here in the studios. Going to spend some time talking to him about what's going on with that great organization. And I love Rich Club. I love what they do. They help people make the American dream extremely real to them. And I think that's so absolutely crucial. People are always complaining about the economy. And the reality is that you can create your own economy by making great decisions, and that's what they help people do. And Ellen, by the way, the website for Rich Club is richclub.org, exactly like it sounds. I think it's just a fantastic name, by the way. And you got a great guest today that's going to help listeners create a paradigm shift from the way they looked at wealth and the way that they'll look at wealth.
That's exactly what we got here today. And as you were doing this intro, I'm sitting there going, oh, my God, he's hitting a home run with this because we've got the right guest for that, just how you introduced that. Today we have Robyn Thompson, and Robyn's going to be our guest here this Thursday night, which is tomorrow night, and then again on Saturday. She'll come at the Rich Club, so go to the Rich Club calendar, and Thursday night is a free event for members, and for non-members it's $30 to come that night. Just to come in the door. And then Saturday, oh my God, Robyn's going to kick it out the door. So welcome, Robyn Thompson. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on the show.
Robyn, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, well, as you know, I got into real estate a little over 16 years ago. I went to work one day. I thought it was going to be an average day at the office, and they decided to lay off over half the organization I worked in. They actually made an announcement they were cutting us from 503 people to 275, and at that time, I had no money, nothing saved up, had a big mortgage, lots of credit card debt, lots of student loans, so was just over broke. And real estate really wasn't on the radar. And how I got involved in real estate is I came home one night in the middle of the night from a part-time job and found my neighbors moving out. I was slinging burgers as a part-time job to try to save up enough money to make a house payment or two, and the next thing you know, my neighbors moved out. And I bought that house 6 months later in foreclosure for one-third of what I had paid for mine. I paid $90,000 for my house, and I bought the one next door for $30,000, and I rented it out, and it cash flowed, and I said, woo, that's kind of good. So what I did is I decided to do a few more, and today, 365 houses later, I'm still investing.
Wow.
And so I started as a broke waitress. First year did 6 houses, found ways to do houses without needing anything down. And then the second year I did 17, and that's when I quit my full-time job. And by the third year, I did 51 houses in 1 year. Wow. And I learned to tear them apart and put them back together and renovate them and make them gorgeous. And so I got nicknamed the Queen of Rehab, and I've been doing it ever since. And so I look forward to coming into the Rich Club to be able to teach everybody how to get a business really rocking and rolling to go from broke to making a 7-figure income in a very short period of time.
Hey, Robyn, we have a ton of questions for you in only a short period of time. So if you don't mind, we're going to stop there and answer shorter answers, and then I'm going to let Ellen ask the next question.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's great, Robyn. I mean, really, and you're going to be talking about that. Real quick, could you give us your web address?
Yeah, it's RobynThompson.com, and it's RobynThompson.com.
Great. And so now you started out with with very little money in your pocket, and you got going this way. So could you give a little teaser on this, on how you're going to get people from A to Z?
Yeah, the first thing they need to know is how to find desperate sellers who need to get rid of properties, not want to get rid of properties. And so a serious business owner, which my topic's going to be, is how to build a marketing plan when you only have $500 in the bank to attract desperate sellers. And then once you find them, you can hand them off to people who have the cash and get paid a really good finder's fee. That technique's called wholesaling, and that's where we'll plan to start on the Thursday night, and then we'll go into a lot more depth on marketing and finding capital on the Saturday class when I'm at Richmond all day.
Yeah, so you're going to be all day. What does it cost, by the way, to show up for this event?
That for members it's going to be free, and for non-members it's $30.
Wow, what a great value! That kind of training is just unbelievable, and there's so many things that are being done in colleges and universities where people are paying money to professors who have never done one house, let alone 300 and something houses. Robyn, talk a little bit about that.
Well, for me, what I learned early on is there's a lot of desperate folks out there. People get sick, people get divorced, they get transferred, they lose their job. They need to get rid of real estate, and they really don't want the house anymore. And so that creates a win-win scenario for an investor like us or the folks at Rich, where we can come in and help them out of a bad situation, and then we can go ahead and make it drop dead gorgeous and improve it, and then we can sell it at the top of the market. And so that's the thing. Most people don't know how to find a deal and evaluate it, and that's the purpose of my speech on Thursday and all day Saturday, is to make sure somebody can figure out what is a really good deal, how to get rid of the ones that aren't real fast and not spend a lot of time on them, and how to really make sure they know how to estimate repairs to figure out how to make a house in drop dead gorgeous. Because all the young kids today who buy, they want a really nice house to live in, and they don't want to do the work. So you got to kind of do it for them. And when you do, and you put a gorgeous house out, it'll sell in days, sometimes even hours. And so that'll be the purpose, is for me to kind of teach you the steps while you're with me. You got to learn how to find them. You got to learn how to evaluate them, how to come up with the money even if you don't have any, and then how to sell it at lightning speed. For big profits.
And Robyn, you have one of the best marketing layout. You describe marketing the best of anybody I've ever heard, really, just to tell you that up front. And, can you kind of tickle a little bit on that?
Sure. Most real estate investors don't use any direct mail campaigns at all. So I have a series of 6 letters that I wrote, and one of them is called the Horsey Letter. And we target those desperate sellers. I mean, somebody who's owned a house for a long time and they've moved out of Texas, they don't want to deal with tenants. After 3 or 4 years of dealing with it out of state, they get really burnt out. And so the letter campaigns, the 6 different ones I'm going to cover this week when I'm there, that hits targeted sellers. So it targets people out of state. It targets people who've had a loved one pass away and they've inherited a house they really don't want. It also targets vacant houses. It'll target houses with code violations, burnout landlords in the middle of eviction. And so I go after the people who are most likely to want to sell and sell quick. And so most real estate investors have no marketing plan whatsoever, and they have no idea how to find motivated sellers. And so that's what's really important. There's 6 ways to do that, and the serious business owner, they spend at least an hour on marketing every week to make sure they're bringing in plenty of new deals so they can cherry-pick the easiest, fattest checks. And so that's the purpose of covering marketing thoroughly while I'm in.
Well, I just want to be clear on this. It sounds like you're going to hand them a turnkey business that the marketing plan is done for them. Is that correct?
Exactly. And that's how I did 51 houses my 3rd year, is I really cranked up the marketing, and I've had bad marketing and good marketing, so I just soon give them the good marketing stuff to use.
I agree, and that's the huge thing right there. Marketing is the key that drives the world.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. And every business that's made the mistake of dropping its marketing usually goes out of business.
I agree.
That's
really
just the nature of the beast. And so I always feel sorry for clients that we work with. You say, we're not marketing anymore. It's like, yeah, we'll miss you as a client, but
we'll miss you as a business.
I'll miss you as a business as well. Hey, this has been a great topic. By the way, Robyn, one more time, your website is Robyn Thompson. That's Y, not I. RobynThompson.com. And then, of course, my friend Alan Paine, he's at richclub.org. And it sounds like you're going to have an awesome event. I'm excited to hear how it goes, Robyn. Thanks for being with us.
You're welcome.
All right.
My pleasure.
When we come back, Alan, great stuff.
Thank you.
When we come back, much more for you right here on The Price of Business.